Good morning, dear students. Welcome to the science class. Now, as you know that we are going on with the chapter number 10, motion and distances. And in the last topic, we have learned how wide is this desk, means how to measure the length of the desk of your classroom, for which first Pujo and Paheli used gilli danda and later on they used a string. So children, string helped them to get the accurate half measure of the desk. Now some more measurement. There is an activity, you can see that using your foot as a length, you can measure the length and breadth of a classroom or your own room as you are at home right now. It is possible that while measuring these, you may find some part remains to be measured as it is smaller than your foot. So you can use a string to measure the length of a part of your foot as you did before. Now you can record the observations. Name of the member, length of the room according to their feet and width of the room. What you will get from this table? Children, you will find that different people will give you different measure, number of length, number of foots. So you will be finding different length by every person. In activity 2, you will have to measure the width of a table by using your hand span. Here too, find that you will need string length equal to your hand span and then fraction of this string length to make the measurement. Now record the observation. So, what we are actually doing? Measurement means the comparison of an unknown quantity with some known quantity, and this known fixed quantity is called a unit. So children, what is measurement actually? We are doing measurement. So measurement is the comparison of an unknown quantity, means we don't know the length of this table. This table length will become our unknown quantity, but the length of your hand, it will become your known quantity that you know. So in this way, by measuring the length, by comparing the length of an unknown quantity with a known quantity is called as measurement, and that known quantity is called a unit. So one hand span will give you 1 unit, one hand span 1 unit, two hand span 2 unit. Okay, so in that way you can calculate. In the similar manner, the result of measurement is expressed in two parts. One part is the number and the other part is the unit of the measurement, means by which you have measured. As in activity 1, the length of the room is found to be 12 lengths of your foot. Then 12 is the number and foot length is the unit selected for measurement. So we can see all the measurements recorded in 10.1 and 10.2. Are all measurement of everybody's foot are equal? No. Perhaps the result could be different as the length of your hand span and that of your friends may not be the same. Similarly, the length of the foot may be slightly different for all the students. Therefore, when you tell your measurement using your hand span or length of the foot, they will not be able to understand how big the actual length is. So unless they know the length of your hand span. So we see now we have some standard units of measurement that do not change from one person to another. Children, to underline all these things, what I am doing, you also need to remember this. So those standard units of measurements, let us learn about it now. In ancient times, the length of a foot, the width of a finger and the distance of a step were commonly used as different units of measurement. So the people of the Indus Valley civilization must have used very good measurements of length because we see evidence in excavations of perfectly geometrical construction. A cubit has the length from the elbow to the fingertip, was used in ancient Egypt and was also accepted as a unit of length in other part of the world. So cubic was used in the ancient Egypt, and people were also using their foot as a unit of length in different part. So people also measured yard of cloth by the distance between the end of the outstretched arm and their chin. Romans were doing measurement with pace or steps. In ancient India, small length measurement were used by finger or a muthi. Even today also we see flower sellers using their forearm as a unit of length for garland. In many towns of India you will come to know they just use their forearms to get the length of the garlands. In many such body parts continue to be used as a unit. But everyone's body parts could be different in size. So, this must have caused confusion in measurement. Children, the biggest problem is that different measurements can give you the different result. In 1790, the French created a standard unit of measurement which we called as metric system. So that standard unit of measurement which was created, it is used uniformly in everywhere. For the sake of uniformity, scientists all over the world have accepted a set of standard unit, and the system of units now used is known as International System of Units, that is SI units. And for length, SI unit is meter, which is shown in figure scale. Now also you can show that we have the figure scale of 15 centimeter with you. We also have long scales of 30 centimeters. So you are using in mathematics these figure scales. Each meter scale is divided into 100 equal divisions, which we call as centimeter. So 1 meter equal to 100 centimeter, and each centimeter has 10 equal divisions, which we call as millimeters. So 1 centimeter equals to 10 millimeter. For measuring large distances, meter is not convenient unit. So we define a larger unit which we call kilometer, which is equal to 1 kilometer equals to 1000 meter. So now we can see, children, all these activities of measurement using the scale, you will find the actual unit. And before we do that, we need to know the correct way of measuring lengths and distances. So this is how we can have the correct measurement. Let us see now. Correct measurement of length. Children, you are using different types of measuring devices every day, especially meter scale in your school classes. Tailor uses tapes, whereas a cloth merchant uses meter rod. So for measuring the length of an object, we must choose a suitable device. You cannot measure the girth or tree or the size of your chest using a meter scale. For an instance, measuring tape is more suitable for this. For small measurements such as the length of your pencil, you can use 15 centimeter scale from a geometry box. Children, while you are taking measurement, actually you need to take care of some following points. You should place the scale in contact with the object along its length, as shown in figure 10.7. See, here should be the contact of the scale and the object. In point number 2, in some scales the ends may be broken. You may not be able to see the zero mark clearly. So in such cases you should avoid taking measurements from the zero. Mark the scale. You can use any other full mark like say 1 centimeter. And then you must subtract the reading of this mark from the reading at the other end. For example, in figure 10.8 B, the reading at one end is 1 centimeter and the other end is 14.3. So therefore the length of the object is 14.3 minus this 1. So you will get 13.3. 3. You can see the figure here. The scale was broken. So they have used it in that manner. So correct position of the eye is also very important, children. If you are taking measurement, your eye must be exactly in front of the point where the measurement. Your eye is also important for taking measurement. Eye must be exactly in front of the point where the measurement is to be taken. Now at position B is the correct position of the eye. Note that from position B, the reading is 7.5. Here is the diagram. You can see you will find different reading from different direction, but the correct reading from the front direction. So if you want to measure something through scale, you should have to follow these 3 steps. Number 1, fix the scale with the object. Number 2, start reading from 0. If 0 mark is not there, so start from any one number, then reduce that number from the last number. And third, do the measurement from the front side of the scale instead of the side. Now we have another activity. Activity 3. Measure the height of your classmate. Children, using handspan and then by using a meter scale. For this, ask your classmate to stand with his neck against a wall. Now mark on the wall. Measure the distance from the floor to this mark on the wall with your handspan, with your meter scale, and record all the observation. Study carefully result obtained by students. The result in column 2 may be different from each other, as the length of the handspan may be different. We have already discussed. Those students look at the result in column 3 where the measurements are done using a standard scale. The result may be close to each other now, but are they exactly equal? If not, it means you have not taken proper reading with the meter scale. There could be small error, children. In higher classes, you will learn about the importance of knowing and handling such errors in measurement. So this is what all we have done today. Read the part up to this much topic and we will do 10.6 and the remaining chapter. After 10.6, we will have the objects of moving and types of motion that we will do in our next class. Till that time, take care of yourself, everyone. Do the assignment, do reading part. Thank you, all of you.